You wake up at 3 a.m. No noise, no dream, just wide awake and something feels off. You stare into the dark and wonder why now? Why again? The truth is, this early morning awakening is far more common than you might think. And it's not just a random habit or simply the cost of growing older. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful reasons why so many older adults find themselves waking up in the middle of the night and what those moments of stillness might really be trying to tell you, because each reason reveals something deeper about your body, your health, and the life you've lived. This isn't surface-level advice. These insights are grounded in real biology, in psychology, in the natural rhythms of aging that many people don't even realize are shaping their nights. We'll talk about hormonal shifts, sleep cycles, physical discomfort, emotional restlessness, and how changes in routine and environment quietly nudge your body awake. And we'll do it with honesty, compassion, and a deep respect for the journey you've walked to get here. So if you've ever stared into the dark, wondering why now, know this: you're not broken. You're shifting. Stay with us, because what you learn here could help you sleep more peacefully and understand your body in a way that changes everything. Waking up at 3 a.m. doesn't always come from pain or noise. It often comes from your mind. For many older adults, those early hours are when thoughts surface that have been quiet all day. Not worries about bills or to-do lists, but memories, emotions, and moments that never fully left. That's what happened to Gloria. She's 80, widowed, and lives alone in a cozy home filled with old photographs and gentle routines. During the day, she's engaged watering plants, calling family, watching her favorite shows. But at night, when everything is still, she often finds herself wide awake, alert, reflective, and surrounded by silence. At first, she thought it was insomnia, but over time, she noticed that her mind always drifted to the same places: conversations with her late husband, things left unsaid, or questions she never voiced aloud. These quiet awakenings weren't random, they were emotional patterns, emerging when her mind was finally undistracted. This experience is more common than most people realize. As we age, the external noise fades, careers end, kids move out, schedules slow down, and what's left is space that can be filled by memory, reflection, and sometimes unresolved feelings. It's not panic. It's not fear. It's gentle mental restlessness that rises when the world goes quiet. But there's power in recognizing this. When Gloria began keeping a small notebook beside her bed, everything shifted. She'd jot down simple thoughts when she woke up, sometimes just a phrase, sometimes a feeling. And she added a new habit: writing a short message to a friend before bedtime, or listening to a favorite piece of music. These small acts gave her thoughts a place to go. Over time, her 3 a.m. wake-ups felt less like interruptions and more like quiet pauses. Because restful sleep doesn't always come from silence outside, it often comes from peace within. As we get older, the body stops sleeping like it used to, not because something is wrong, but because certain systems begin to behave differently, quietly, steadily, and often inconveniently at exactly the same time every night. One of the biggest culprits, the bladder. With age, it holds less. And hormones that used to suppress that nighttime urge, they fade. Even if you've stopped drinking water early, even if you've gone before bed, your body might still wake you at 3 a.m., tapping you gently with the same message: get up. Next comes physical discomfort: joints, nerves, muscles. You may fall asleep feeling fine, but a few hours in, your hips ache, your knees feel stiff, or your spine protests the stillness. These signals may seem small, but at 3 a.m., they feel amplified. You shift, sit up, walk to the bathroom, and just like that, your brain fully reactivates. Deep sleep dissolves into full alertness. Medications also play a part. Many prescriptions for heart health, blood pressure, or inflammation have side effects that disturb sleep. Some increase urination. Others shift body temperature or interact with your sleep-wake cycle in subtle, silent ways. Take Walter, for instance. He's 74, retired, and in good health mostly. But he found himself waking up nearly every night around 3:30 a.m. No stress, no dreams, just awake. At first, he brushed it off. But after speaking to his doctor, he learned that one of his blood pressure medications was a diuretic. It helped his heart, but also kept triggering his bladder at night. By shifting the medication timing and adjusting his evening routine, cutting back caffeine, walking after dinner, and using a body pillow to ease joint pressure, he finally returned to sleeping longer stretches. Do you find yourself living a version of this story? If yes, know this: these physical wake-ups aren't a flaw. They're feedback. And once you understand what your body is saying, you can adjust gently without medication, without fear, without blaming yourself. Because sleep isn't just about silence, it's about support. And your body, even when it wakes you, is trying to help you rest better. You go to bed on time. No caffeine, no stress, but still 3 years a. But you're wide awake. No nightmare, no pain, just fully alert, staring into the dark. The problem might not be your habits. It might be that your internal clock has quietly shifted and your body thinks it's already morning. Few people realize that after age 60, your body's circadian rhythm, your internal sleep-wake clock naturally begins to shift earlier. You feel sleepy earlier. You wake up earlier. And even if you've slept a full 6 or 7 hours, you might still find yourself wide awake long before sunrise. This isn't insomnia. It's a condition known as advanced sleep phase syndrome. When you were younger, your body produced melatonin, the sleep hormone, at the right time around 9 or 10 p.m., helping you fall asleep and stay asleep through the night. But as we age, melatonin is released earlier in the evening and fades away earlier, too. That means your body might be ready for bed at 8:30 p.m. and ready to wake at 3 a.m. with no warning. Your body says, "We've had enough rest." But your world says, "It's too early." And that mismatch, it creates confusion, restlessness, even quiet anxiety about whether something is wrong. Charles, 68, went through this. He ate dinner at 5 p.m., relaxed by 7 and usually nodded off by 8:45. Every night he woke at 3:15 a.m., frustrated, alert, and unable to fall back asleep. But once he learned about the sleep phase shift, everything made more sense. He wasn't broken, he was just ahead of schedule. So he made gentle changes. He stretched dinner a little later, read under warm light past 9, called his daughter before bed. Little by little, his body adjusted. And soon, 3 became 4:30, sometimes even 5. Do you see yourself in Charles' story? If so, remember, this isn't your fault. It's your body's natural rhythm just running a little early. And once you understand the rhythm, you can move with it instead of fighting against it. You eat dinner earlier. You don't work late anymore. You're no longer driving home through rush hour traffic. Life has slowed down, but so has your sleep. If you've been nodding off by 8 p.m. and waking at 3 a.m. lately, there's a chance your daily rhythm is silently training your body to end the night too soon. After retirement, many things change. Schedules become looser. Evening activities fade. And without meaning to, your body begins to shift its expectations. Earlier wind downs, earlier sleep, earlier wake-ups. This happens gradually. You start eating dinner at 5 p.m., watching a bit of TV, and falling asleep in the recliner. The house is quiet. The day is done, and before you know it, your body thinks it's bedtime well before 9 p.m. The problem: if you fall asleep at 8:30, your internal sleep cycle might finish by 3 a.m. And so you wake fully alert before even the birds. Not because you're anxious, not because you're in pain, but because your body has completed its natural rest cycle. Walter, 74, noticed this shift over time. Once retired, he stopped evening walks, social dinners, and late-night phone calls. Without realizing it, his life became quieter, and so did his nights. He'd fall asleep early and wake up early, too, but it wasn't insomnia. It was rhythm. So he experimented with his routine. He pushed dinner back to 6 p.m. He added a short walk around the block at sunset. He turned on a brighter light during the evening hours. And a few nights a week, he made a phone call before bed just to stay connected. These simple adjustments gave his brain cues. It's not bedtime yet. And slowly, his body responded. 3 a.m. turned into 4, then 4:30, until his sleep finally matched the life he wanted to live. Have you unknowingly trained your body to sleep like this? If so, the fix may be gentler than you think. You don't need new medication. You may just need new cues. You eat dinner earlier. You don't work late anymore. You're no longer driving home through rush hour traffic. Life has slowed down, but so has your sleep. If you've been nodding off by 8 p.m. and waking at 3 a.m. lately, there's a chance your daily rhythm is silently training your body to end the night too soon. After retirement, many things change. Schedules loosen. Evening routines disappear. Without realizing it, your body begins adjusting to this new rhythm, less stimulation, earlier wind downs, and a growing sense of stillness long before bedtime. This change doesn't feel dramatic. It starts with dinner at 5 p.m., a quiet evening, a favorite show. Soon you're drifting off by 8:30, and by 3 a.m., your body assumes you've completed a full night of rest. You wake up, not anxious, not in pain, just awake, because your body's rhythm has shifted, not because of age or illness, but because your environment and habits have gently pushed it forward. Walter, 74, experienced this himself. When he retired, his nights became quieter. No more evening walks, no phone calls, no late dinners. Before long, he was asleep by 8:45 and up again before dawn. He wasn't broken. He was simply responding to a silent cue. Life has ended for the day. But once Walter recognized what was happening, he made some simple changes. He shifted dinner to 6 p.m., took a short walk after sunset, used brighter lighting in the evenings, and called his daughter each night around 9 p.m. just to feel connected, mentally and emotionally. Within weeks, his bedtime stretched later, and his wake-up time did too, gradually shifting from 3 a.m. to 4, then 4:30. Eventually, he woke up when the sky began to lighten, not while it was still black. Have you unintentionally trained your body to wake too early? If your evenings have gotten quieter, gentler, slower, that might be your signal. The good news is, you don't need a new medication. You may just need a new rhythm. If you've ever woken up at 3 a.m. feeling like the house is too quiet, the bed is too wide, or your thoughts are too loud, dumb at one, your story matters and you're not alone. You're not in pain. You're not thirsty, but something wakes you. The silence is heavy. The clock glows 3 a.m. Your mind goes to your husband, your sister, your friend you haven't heard from in weeks. It's not fear. It's not a dream. It's something deeper, a need for connection that hasn't found its voice yet. We often think of sleep disruption as something physical, but for many older adults, the mind, not the body, is what stirs before dawn. Not in panic, not in pain, but in quiet reflection. At 3 a.m., the world is still. The phone doesn't ring. The TV is off. The house is asleep. And in that silence, emotions that stayed buried during the day begin to rise. Gloria, 80 widowed, keeps her days full. She gardens. She FaceTimes with her grandkids. She laughs at reruns of her favorite show. But around 3 a.m., she often finds herself wide awake. She's not anxious. She's not restless. But her thoughts, they're vivid. Moments she shared with her husband. Questions she never asked. A memory she didn't know she still carried. This kind of waking isn't random. As we age, our emotional rhythms shift. We no longer rush from task to task. And without that noise, the heart speaks. Sometimes gently, sometimes through tears. What helps? For Gloria, it was a small journal beside the bed. When she woke, she'd write one sentence, one thought. She also added a bedtime ritual, soft piano music, a note to a friend, or even a candle she'd light for a memory. These rituals didn't erase the wake-ups, but they softened them. And over time, she found a quiet peace in the stillness. 3 a.m. stopped feeling like isolation and started feeling like reflection. Have you had nights like that? If so, be kind to yourself. Your early wake-ups may not mean something is wrong. They may mean your soul just needed space to remember something important. Tonight, we explored 5 powerful reasons why so many older adults wake up at 3 a.m. Melatonin changes. Physical discomfort, early sleep phases, silent routines, and emotional echoes. And none of these mean something's wrong. In fact, they may be your body's way of speaking softly, clearly, and with purpose. Waking early isn't failure. It's a signal. One you can understand, support, and gently work with. If you saw yourself in any of these stories, know this: you're not broken. You're not alone. You've lived a life full of memory, connection, and quiet strength, and sometimes that life speaks up at night. Maybe to be heard, maybe to remind you of what still matters. There's peace in listening, and even more in knowing that others feel this too. At 3 a.m., when the world is quiet, remember, someone else is awake, just like you, holding a story, a thought, a name. You are part of something. If this video helped you feel seen, please comment 1 below. Which reason surprised you most? Type the number 1 to 5. We'd love to hear your story. Your voice gives others courage. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might be quietly wondering why they're awake too. Together, we're building a space where sleep becomes understanding and waking up becomes connection. In our next video, we'll explore gentle nighttime habits that help you rest longer and rise brighter. Don't miss it.